Oh my god, I'm gonna see his face any second now.
You see your
Any second
own.
now.
Hello? Is there?
Oh wow!
Hello? We're live, by the way.
Oh my
I
lord.
don't know if you guys know this.
It
Wow.
works.
That actually was pretty good.
Okay, so
Wow.
just for the record, everyone, I want everyone to know that Malta did some amazing work. Before we do some introductions, Malta did some amazing work. However, as soon as we went live, everything broke. So we have done a quick and dirty setup. But now do we want to do some introductions? Am I doing it?
From the top.
Start it from the top? Okay. Hi, everyone. We're here today for a fun shadow news regarding some COVID-19 and general updates. I'm Ryan, your U.S. community manager. You all right here. Who are you? Let's start with the man on top.
Oh, I guess it's me.
That's
yeah.
you.
I'm not used to look at the how do you call that, like the stream itself.
At your
when
beautiful
we are-
face?
Yeah. To make it easy, it's in my title. I'm just Akimi. Well, I'm the French community manager. So I'm like the Ryan, but for France. Nice to meet you.
Yes, he's amazing. And then Luke.
Hey, I'm Luke. I'm just your regular old host that you've seen every freaking week on Shadow News. So here I am once again, but with my squad.
Woo!
You and the gang.
You and the gang. All right, and Malta.
Usually it should have been me sitting on the hosting chair, but sadly I don't have this nice racing chair that Mr. Ryan has. So if I start checking on the right here, it's basically because I'm checking what everyone is saying. Anyway, so I'm German community manager, usually in my spare time, and work with those beautiful people here on a daily basis.
Yeah. I guess should we? So I'm just here on the right side, but I think most of the announcements we kind of had the predetermined format before our fun technical difficulties, which is basically just go right into the Q&A session, right? Or Luke, do you want to take this part over?
Yeah, I think we'll just hit on some main news topics quickly, and then we'll jump into Q&A. Obviously,
Before I start,
yes.
I interrupt real quick.
Go
In
ahead.
case anyone's wondering why we all sitting in different locations and why you're seeing us all at the same time, it's because, as you might or might not know, there's a virus going around at the moment, which is called Corona. And so that means that we're all stuck at home, meaning we don't have a proper studio. So we're all sitting in front of a beautiful PCs at home. And yeah, that's why we make something a little different today and why it looks different today. So please don't hate us for trying our best to make this a beautiful stream for you guys, right? So please, Luke, back to you.
Appreciate the jokes about there being a delay on the stream, like our actual service. I thought that was pretty good. Well played. The burden is real.
Yeah, I'm slightly concerned though. There's a few people in chat that are just discovering about the ongoing pandemic. So glad you can
Oh.
educate them, Malta.
Really?
You never know. You never know, huh?
Hey.
So I will kick off the news section, and obviously we'll have a portion for you all to ask questions to all four of us. So before we get started, obviously there's a pandemic going on. We are all at home on lockdown in Paris and in the Bay Area for Ryan, where we cannot leave the house unless it is essential for our well-being. That being said, a lot of online services are being impacted. A lot of bigger companies, more established than us. So yes, we're having issues, but other companies are also having issues. That being said, that's not an issue. That's not an excuse for us as well. And we are working our hardest and our very best to make matters okay during these very interesting and weird times. So that was just my little spiel in the beginning to let you guys know kind of the current situation. So now let's get into more of the details about everything. So Shadow Boost for European-based users. So overall, let me back up a second. Overall, a lot of people have been using Shadow naturally because they're stuck at home and they have to practice social distancing. And we've seen a huge spike in usage the last couple of days. spikes that have actually you've never seen before in the history of Shadow, unprecedented spikes. And so what that is causing actually our total electric power consumption in our data center to go above the agreed total we had with our data center provider. And what this has been doing is it's been impacting the overall experience of Shadow. So in order to actually mitigate this and reduce the actual impact on the service, we've decided to take two steps. One is to slow down all activations of Shadow Boost, because we want our current users to be able to use Shadow to its full potential. If we were to activate more people on Shadow Boost now, it would not only degrade the experience for them joining Shadow, but it would also degrade the experience for current Shadow users. With that in mind, that's why we're slowing down activations for now. The second point, I'll let Akimi take over if he wants to talk about it, is the hibernation policy.
Yeah, so what happened is that, well, when you usually use your shadow, and I think we kind of all do that, sometimes even when we've finished with our gaming sessions, we just leave for lunch or anything else, and we just leave our shadow without any activity, but still on. And this is causing other people to like not being able to join their own shadow, while others are just inactive. So we decided that during this period, and rest assured it will be temporary, the new hibernation policy would be that after 30 minutes of consecutive, do you say consecutive in English? Yeah. Inactivity, your shadow will be automatically shut down. So that we can reduce, tone down like the spike in usage, and have more people being able to enjoy their shadow and play their games too.
Cool. So that's for Shadow Boost and the hibernation policy. The next topic on the list is Shadow Ultra and Infinite. So those activations have actually been ongoing as planned. However, some of our currently active users who had the original Shadow received an email on Monday to warn them about a migration in 48 hours and to save their data. These migrations were carried out today and not yesterday. So everything is still on track. Everyone's been activated up until today as planned, and we will continue activations as we go. So no really big update there. Another point, there was a lot of frustration that we did not communicate this 24-hour delay for the people who were involved in this activation. We had encountered a web development issue yesterday. We thought that we could solve it in time to get you guys activated, but at the end of the day, we weren't able to, and this is why we weren't able to communicate very reactively on the situation. So we apologize for that. That's our fault, and that shouldn't have happened. And we're going to do our best to communicate a lot faster next time. So we apologize.
Just as I think like some precisions needs to be done here. Most of the topic about activations we're discussing now are for Europe. The US is a bit different, and Ryan, I think, will go into the details for the North American region. And also the fact that maybe some of you guys may wonder why we are slowing down Shadow Boost activations, but not Shadow Ultra and Infinite. It's because they are not on the same data center. So we are not experiencing the same spike in usage. We are creating a new Shadow on another data center that you can find on the status page, which is in Gravelines instead of Paris. And that's why. So that's why it's different from one configuration to another.
And just to chime in real quick as well, is that we will only activate from Monday to Thursday. So be aware of that. And the reason why we're doing that is also because we were having difficulties on the weekends when there was no one really around to manage something in case something happens during the activations. And for us, it's safer to have someone around when we activate people so we can adjust settings as we go. And that's the sole reason why we don't activate over the weekend. So we'll be coming back to activate people on Monday.
Exactly. So those are the updates for activations. Ryan, did you have anything to add about on activations for the US community?
Yeah, so just in general, real quick, for Ultra and Infinite, that information is all still exactly the same, which is that it'll be coming in summer, so we'll have more specific details till then. Anything you hear about activations with Ultra Infinite is EU specific. As far as for Shadow Boost, as you might have noticed, some of the changes that we've had both in Discord and on the page, we sort of modified which ones will be available when. Chicago has an ongoing lengthy delay, but outside of that, most of the other data centers are just based on the pace that we have for COVID-19. And then also we've I think the breakdown is if you order now and the what is it, the data center that you would be assigned is California, then you would be activated within March for sure. With Texas and New York data centers, we're promising April. That's when you should expect it if you sign up today. That is, obviously, if you signed up before, you're already in the queue. And then for Chicago, we're projecting May at this point, just based on the ongoing delay there. But yeah, that's specifics for Shadow Boost activations. And then for existing users, we last week we mentioned that the account page feature would come to convert your plan down to the Shadow Boost pricing. That's still in the works. Progress is looking good, which we had slated it for end of March at the latest, and are hoping to have it even before then.
All right, thank you, Ryan.
Yay.
We have two more topics: additional storage, which I've seen a lot of people asking about, and Shadow Ghost.
Go ahead, Vic.
So, additional storage. I will start with the EU-specific news. Ryan will take over for the US side of things. For storage on the EU side, we are still on track to deliver additional storage by the end of March. We're going to be prioritizing users who already pre-ordered additional storage. Once this is complete, we're going to give the opportunity to all users to add additional storage via their customer account. However, that's for the Paris data center. Malta, do you have any update on the Amsterdam data center for additional storage?
It's the same basically. So since we're using the same idea or the same programming in the background, it's also being worked on right now, and the plan is also to roll it out to the end of March, as we are currently facing a lot of changes. Also because we had to, of course, move office in some ways. It's taking a little longer at the moment, but sadly, you are already used to that a little, but we try to make it work the best we can at the moment. So end of March is still on track for us as well, yes.
Cool. Ryan, US side.
Yes.
Maybe just a quick note, sorry. It's of course only for those users who actually pre-ordered with their pre-order. This is not for people who want to have new ones. Amsterdam has some limitations there because we didn't have enough because of miscalculations. So please be aware that you will not be able to add new storage, but people who pre-ordered their storage with their subscription will get their storage. Back to you, Ryan.
Yeah. So for the US, not really much has changed as well for additional storage. Again, for those that might have missed it in the announcements, that's targeted for April. So obviously, we're getting closer to April, with it being a couple days or about a week since the announcements. And we'll be providing more specific updates as we get closer to the month. But right now, everything as I have it is still on track.
Cool. Thanks for the nice update, Ryan. Last topic before we go to Q&A, Shadow Ghost. Now, this will be a global update. This is for all communities, not just EU, not just US. So
get out of here.
Crazy, right? So a lot of you pre-order Shadow Ghosts on the EU side. those have been manufactured, they've been produced. However, those little guys are currently stuck in China because all of the factories are closed due to our dear friend COVID-19. So,
Corona.
or Corona, sure.
Wow.
So, in terms of a timeline, we actually don't know when we'll be able to receive these. We can only tell you that we'll be able to get them shipped to us once factories open up and start running again. So right now, we can't really give you a firm date. All we can do is update you when we're going to be receiving the shipments, etc. So that's the Shadow Ghost updates for you all. Did I forget anything, guys?
No, I think we're good on the news part.
Okay.
Maybe we can jump into the Q&A session, and people will tell us what we've forgot to talk about, right?
So, like we just said, we are done with the topics, and we can now field your questions. So now, feel free to shoot us all the questions you may have.
If you want to address a person directly, you can just add the name so we
And-
feel more personally involved.
Yeah.
And also, please, if it's region specific, please also note which region you're from.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
or that helps us too.
Wow, that's going fast, that chat, man. That's great.
Yeah, it's very fast.
Maybe we should do subscribers only chat. What do you think, Ryan?
Whoa there. Followers only, okay. 45 days. Just
Ah,
kidding.
I can barely follow. Okay.
No.
You guys choose a question, and maybe we can go a question per person. I don't know.
Yeah, just please read the question before so we know what we're answering to.
I can steal an easy one. To Skylight Gaming, what is the exact release date for extra storage in the US? We don't have that yet. That'll come to you closer to April. Is that cheating of a question?
Nah, it's a simple one.
I see Flaw 13 is talking about beards. Yes, I'm growing out my Corona beard. Deal with it.
I will never be able to grow a beard, so deal with that.
Well, that's the good thing, right? When all the hairdressers are closed or you're not being able to go anywhere, you're just gonna be looking like, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm taking the first one from Works with. When can we increase storage in the Netherlands? So this has been talked about during the news. As Malte said, as the Netherlands are on AMS, on the Amsterdam data center, if I'm not wrong, the option to add extra storage won't be available for now because we don't have the capacity for it. But we are doing our best to bring it as fast as possible to you guys.
I have a question that I saw from THWLER asking about no, oh my god, I slipped. It's from Blueberry. So the question was, is there any compensation plan for having to pay 30 euros instead of having 15 for boost version? If you're talking about the all users who have been paying 30 euros at the beginning of March, even though we said you should only be paying boost price, don't worry about that. You will be having a refund on your next bill according to the amount that you overspent or overcharged, meaning that if you should have paid 12 bucks and you paid 30, you will have a discount of 18 bucks on your next bill. So yeah, you will basically get the money back.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I saw a question. Let me find out who it was exactly. But it was about the declined error issue that we had with some of the new purchases in the US. So that is still being in the process of being worked on, and we're expecting a full refund to come very soon. We know that people have been patiently waiting for that, so we very much appreciate it. It's just been a deeper web bug than we anticipated, but we have you all tracked. If you have experienced this issue and haven't been in contact with support, please definitely support it or submit a ticket there. That way we can provide you a general update once we have the fix in place. But we're actively monitoring it. We actually had meetings about it earlier this morning. Like it's one of the top priorities, and yeah, just make sure you're on the list.
Cool. I'm seeing a lot of questions about the Shadow Boost slowdown activations for the European side. People want to know how many, like, what's the actual count of people being activated on a daily basis, for example. These are numbers that we can't communicate. However, just know that it's a very small amount. Our goal right now is to provide our current users the best possible experience. And we noticed that if we activate more people now, there's a chance that the experience will be degraded for both those new people and the existing users. So right now, it's really at a standstill this week until we figure out what we can do.
And just to add on that, sorry to cut you.
ahead.
In case you want to have more information on the whole topic, we were busy writing blog article just surrounding the entire thing. So please be aware to check your inbox if you received our newsletter. Just to give you a quick rundown on what was written concerning that situation that we just talked about. It's just basically if we start onboarding more people and we are having issues with the high peak, for example, on the weekends. It's basically like you're in the gym, right? And everyone who has a gym membership comes out at the same time and wants to use that very specific machine. There are not a lot of machines there, so you can only you have to queue up basically to use it. And this is what happens to us as well. So if there's too many people queuing up and we onboard more people, well, there's just going to be more people in the queue basically. So yeah, this is one of the other reasons. But as again, please check the blog article for more information on that topic, if you like to read, that is.
There's a question about what are the times that activations are worked on. So they're just worked on normal business hours between 9 to 5, and it's Monday through Thursday, as Malta said earlier.
Exactly. There's been one question from sorry to interrupt again. It's from Jonas Tech on Twitch, and he's asking about his activation date. He ordered on 25th of February. That really depends on what was said when you ordered. I think it should have been March for you. No, you read February, so probably should have already been July, I guess. June or July. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. So I guess it should be June or July for you for the activation for Shadow Boost, because as we are already in a slight delay, it might take a moment or two.
To add on, there's another question I think by X Lines Baby that said, "Hey, if we don't want a refund and just want a Shadow subscription," I'll clarify. I meant for those people that were charged additional, you'll receive a refund for that, as well as at that point, you will be activated. So we'll be activating you, and then if you were charged extra, you get that money back.
And the Seraphim is asking if you received this email, 48-hour email on Tuesday, and you should have been activated today, it should be on Monday. Yes, that's right. Since we're not going to activate on Friday, you'll be activated on Monday. That's at least planned for now. Let's just cross our fingers that no other technical difficulties will make us look like pulled our pants down or something.
I'm seeing a question about how much is the power capacity for the data center. That's strictly confidential. We're not going to communicate that information.
Coffee.
Yeah, there was a question about VR, if it's fallen to the wayside by Mysterio770. I can definitely say it's not. It's kind of a mix of teams that are working there on that, but we're still moving forward with the program. And for those of you that haven't seen the newsletter yesterday, we have received quite a lot of submissions, and we definitely looking for more because we want to make sure we have all the right people in the program. And so we definitely urge you to apply if you're interested. Yes.
Hey, Malta, do you guys know if the 48-hour emails are being sent out on Fridays as well, or not? Fridays and weekends, or not? I don't think so, correct?
I mean, it should be sent out 48 hours before, no? Like, so Saturday at that point.
No, it's like 40 hours before, but in terms of working days. So normally it could be sent on any day. Just you have to, well, it's precise in the email, but you have to be careful that it's working days. as we are not activating during weekends, as we said.
Lil Tijo said,
So, oh, yeah,
sorry, you want to go ahead?
No, you
go
go,
ahead.
you go, you go.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go. Okay, I'll just say it real quick. I think I was looking for the name. For the people that ordered from the New York State, on March 16th was the date that I saw specifically. I would contact support directly to have them just investigate. Those might be particular edge cases, but right now you should still be activated. But again, we have slowed things down specifically, so it just might be that you're in the queue and so many people ordered from that New York area specifically, so it'll take a little bit longer. But we don't have any major like delays or anything in New York.
I actually had a question for our viewers. Besides gaming, what are you guys doing right now during the lockdown? I'm just curious.
Voice here. This guy's crazy.
Sorry?
I had Robot Luke coming through.
What did you say? Did you ask besides gaming?
I said besides gaming, what are you guys doing to stay busy?
I'm playing games. Yeah, that's a whole lot different activity.
I mean, I think it was for the viewers, but I think I try to set up streams that don't work after all. So Ryan has
Is that what you spend your free time on?
Actually, yeah. No, it's worse. I get paid for that.
Yeah, no. For me, it's just working out at home and at least soon, maybe, and then video games. I'm not, Borderlands 3 is on the list for me.
That's a good game.
Besides gaming.
Oh, besides gaming, nothing. I have no life. Just kidding.
Oh, and there's Sir Jaxie. I appreciate that comment, Sir Jaxie. And I appreciate you as well for being so patient during all this time. I know it's been a long time coming. I was talking to Ryan about it too. So I'm glad that you're still on board with us.
Woo!
Yeah.
Just there's quite an interesting question. It's from Essier the Kid. So
it's German.
It's for EU and yeah. Is that all? And regarding the Gravelin data center, which means the Ultra and Infinite that are being activated and will continue to be activated for the March group in Europe, he's asking, are you in the future able to improve the ping for the German Ultra Infinite customers to Gravelin, or will it not change? First, I'd like to know, are you already on your Ultra Infinite, and are you noticing hyping so that you can't play? Because that shouldn't be normal. We have conducted many tests, and normally the ping shouldn't be noticeable if you're in Germany. So if you really have a really high ping and you have a high latency when you're trying to play, I think you should just try to see with our support team how they can help you out.
I can just put a line under that again, underline that. As Akimi already said, we did some testing before going live. So usually it should be not that bad. It should actually be very close to the AMS or Amsterdam ping. And either go to support or check our Zendesk articles to see how you can maybe lower your ping. Sometimes it's not even the distance, but the routing from your home or from your place to the data center itself. So it could be that it's actually not the data center, but some node in between that's giving you a high ping. I saw another question that was asked a couple of times already by Lil Tijo. He's saying, it says that I get my storage in April. Does it mean that I get it this month? I don't know where you got that info from, but usually that should be that, yes. I mean, I guess that, I don't know if you're in the German on what data center you're at the moment, but I guess you should be getting it this month, because as far as I know, we will not be adding more storage in April. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
Sorry, I was spacing out. What did you say?
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Busted. I mean, I just know
No,
for me it's storage in
it's the
April.
worst.
Are you out in this?
Sorry, can you repeat that then? Sorry.
I just said that I think that there's not going to be any more additional storage going to be activated or put into the data centers in April.
I don't think so. No.
So if he's getting information that he's getting his storage in April, it should be March, I guess, or never.
Yes.
And never might come.
Yes. Unfortunately.
I'll answer one. Meet the live. So they should still. He says, how long does the support normally answer? Now, due to the situation, it should still be during the standard hours. We haven't had any change in the availability. That goes for both EU and US regions overall. And just a quick shout out to our amazing support team for being so amazing, because obviously with the US sides, we've had some issues pop up or whatever, and then in general with COVID-19, we've had to adjust. And while we have the fun of kind of sharing the information with you, they are the I don't want to call them first line of defense, but they're the people you usually see first, and we love them. Hearts in chat for support. Okay.
Thanks, Ryan, for your love. Appreciate it.
I love them. Okay.
And thank you, Shadow PC, for calling me a dog. I appreciate that.
It's just because Wrongman said that he heard a dog, and I felt the same, but you were just coughing, so. Where's the dog on the table? It's not me, dog.
My dog over here, unfortunately. Law 13, with a very, very caring question. Are you guys making sure to take care of yourselves?
Well, talk for yourself, Luke.
Yeah, you first, Luke.
Yes, I'm taking all the precautions to be very, very safe. I'm not.
Very safe is so good.
I'm not. Well, I'm going out. I'm going out maybe once per day, just for a quick walk and some fresh air.
Nice.
But don't worry, I wash my hands all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not his face as we see.
My beard.
Yeah. Akimi, how are you doing? You taking care of yourself?
I've stopped eating. I'm just playing.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I make
Of
my
course I
bed.
am.
I make my bed. Does that count?
And everyone should take care of their relatives too.
Check
in
on
those
your
times.
folks.
Yeah.
Before I answer that question, sorry to interrupt, but there was a question I have not seen before, which is from Call Me Smooth, which is a very good name, by the way. Apparently, people got their shadow boost deactivated and did not get activated on any new configuration. I honestly have not heard of that issue, so please reach out to our support in this point. Maybe there has been a problem in the how do you say, in the migration process itself, but usually this should not happen. At least I have not heard of it before. Do you have maybe any news on this, Akimi or Luke? Because Ryan is not concerned about this topic.
I didn't see anything like that, but maybe because those activations started today, and we still didn't really compile all the feedback we've got. But we surely will have news about it tomorrow if there is actually a problem, and if there is, we will try to communicate as much and as fast as possible.
Definitely, yeah.
But the real question is, if he is called Call Me Smooth, should we call him Call Me Smooth or just Smooth?
Good question.
Yeah, I guess it's a good point. I'm gonna call them me. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Fine for me.
Real quick, Miss Ayala said, would it be best for me to pay a subscription now or wait given the queues in Vegas, Nevada? You would be connecting to the California data center with being in Nevada. So and that one has the earliest availability date right now, which is activating in March according to the page. So you'd be fine. And then plus, generally speaking, with the activation queue, it's first come, first serve. So those people, the sooner you would order, the sooner you would be activated, more or less.
I'm seeing I've seen a couple times a question about our dear old friend, the iOS app. Boy, do we miss him. So ever since it got taken down, we have been looking into the situation. We've been in some talks with Apple and trying to figure out how we can get this puppy back into the App Store. However, we have no timeline available for when it'll be back. Just know that it's a very important topic for us, and obviously for all of you Mac iOS users, we want this back in our ecosystem ASAP.
Mac users are fine, by the way. The Mac app still working.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I should have said that.
I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, that my fault. Purely iOS, and I guess iPad OS. Right?
Yeah, iPad OS also, and Watch OS as well, of course.
Watch OS.
Yeah.
I worry. Now we're gonna get a bunch of questions. Shadow on iOS Watch when? Come on, Malta.
Well, I'm sure there's someone who might already have done that, or no? Like people do random things all the time. Why not on Watch OS?
It's true.
There's a question about the time zone of the activations. If it's 9 to 5, what time zone? So all of our devs and web teams sit in our Paris headquarters. So I know that at least for Europe, it's going to be 9 to 5 CET, which is Paris time.
Yeah.
However, Ryan, actually, do you know if activations are done when the Paris office goes to sleep? I actually do not know that answer.
Yeah, I would need to double check that myself, because my understanding is that they still go on like during US operating hours. So,
Yeah.
but I would like to confirm that before it spreads like wild.
So we can confirm you that during the European working hours, 9 to 5, definitely activations. But we need to double check on if the US, if it's still the same thing as well.
I saw a question that might not. I don't know how many people actually have that question in mind. It's concerning the referral plan, and some might have already seen that we updated the referral site on the account page itself. However, it has not gone live yet, to my knowledge. So even though your referral code Artful072 has been used, it might not show up as being used yet. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's live but not live. We of course still count the uses. How do you say that? The uses, but it will not show up now. But you will still get the credit. But as soon as all Ultra and Infinite are live, I think, right? So Luke, Akini, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And just Miss Ayala, if you already have the iOS or iPad OS app installed, so before we got it, like Apple, how could I say, removed it from the store, it still works. But we can't update it for now, but it still works.
Yes.
Yeah. More questions.
Come on to Ryan. We should have a ball that we can just feel like we actually like throw at each other, and the one seems like he's catching it. You know, it's like,
yeah.
Oh my god! Like,
all right.
And just because I see that you're saying that you're glad you didn't delete the app, Miss Ayala, even if you deleted it, there's a way to find it in your historic of purchase in the App Store, where you can download it from the cloud. So it should still be okay, even if you delete it.
And this also, by the way, impacts the test flight. Sorry, test flight is also down.
I see a comment by PBFreak82 who's saying that we should make activations between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. instead, given the situation. However, there are a couple constraints there. Obviously, we'd love to activate more people. However, one, everyone's working from home, so we don't have the correct equipment with us at all time. Second is comes back to the initial issue of why we actually slow down activations to begin with. That if we activate more people now, there's a chance that the experience will be degraded for everybody. So we're really taking it very slowly in terms of activations.
Yep.
So increasing activations will only make things a lot worse for everybody in this situation.
Yeah, and it's important to also understand that in terms of time needed for an activation for our infra team, when they are doing the activations, and you get the email that you get activated, it's only kind of the tip of the iceberg, because below that they have to monitor really closely what they have activated, how what they have activated is working, and make sure that people can actually connect to their shadow after having received the activation email, and also follow how the consumption is going, how many people are coming through like the network. So that's like that's not really representative of the work they are doing. So really, it's important to have that in mind.
Good point.
Yeah, it's not just pushing a button and activating people. It's a lot more that people don't see behind the scenes as well.
Especially at times that we are right now, where more and more people are using internet application, internet services to kind of get by, being at home in the quarantine zone. It's even more important that, yeah, we stay on our toes on that.
Yep. I'm gonna do two quick questions because I saw one earlier. There was Fruity Mentos 71 with if I bought Shadow last Friday, and in the California region, what is an estimated time for activation? Which I would say that is unusual for someone in the California region right now to not have been activated or soon, especially if you purchased it a week ago. So I would recommend contacting support so they can verify if they need to adjust something on the back end or report the case. That way, yeah, just contact support about that one. And then for the U.S. Shadow Makers program, Ayala, we don't have too much information outside of what we shared yesterday, which is it's our incubator program where we're looking that originally started in France and our European regions. Truth be told, that Kimi might have the best version of this because he's much better with words than I am. But I would say it's our program that we're launching to both just identify a lot of the makers that we have in our community and help promote them through offering like interesting educational opportunities to help improve themselves, promotion on our own channels, and then I think a couple of other sweet deals that are more particular to once you're in the program. But that's the idea.
Yeah, really. Even if you think you're too small of a streamer or too small of a video maker, podcaster, even musician, but that you are actually a Shadow user and even using Shadow if possible when you are creating your content, it's really the program that is made for you and where we can grow together, where we can help you gaining more visibility, and also exchange on what it means for you to do these creative things on your Shadow and help you out as much as we can. So yeah, please have a look at it.
Flat typing. I'm just trying to answer some people who are asking the same question at the same time for quite some time.
All right, should we take a final couple questions?
Yeah.
Close this baby out. So yeah, a few more questions. Please drop them in the channel, and we'll grab a few more.
Just because I see it on Discord at the moment, some people are still asking about that they don't see any activation date, or that they process for the delivery of the Shadow is not being updated. We know our web team is aware of the situation. I know I've said it for like a month now almost. There's still an issue with the account page on the order page. Please check or try to remember what was written when you bought your Shadow. This is probably the closest date or idea of a date that you can have when your Shadow will be activated. There's still a bug on our website and the specific account page, so yeah, please be aware of that.
I saw two questions that were kind of fun. One was from Rongma, if we can view this group chat more often. I think given the situation, the circumstances, I think it'd be a good idea. At least once a week, I think that it could be cool. So we'll definitely try to do that more often. We'll have to chat about it, obviously, but I think we'll try to make an effort to do that. And second, I saw a question about asking if the person wants to see if they can play with us any games.
If you want to play Halo with Luke, Drop him a PM right now
Yes,
on
so
Twitter.
I am a
Luke Hancock.
huge Halo player. I play a lot. I'm actually not too bad. Sorry to my own horn. If you want to play with me, just DM me on Discord, and I'd be happy to spot up.
Yeah,
You guys,
what's up? What? Huh?
you guys for playing any games?
Yeah. Well, I've got Borderlands 3 and Destiny 2 catching up on some of that to do. But in general, also, I think I won't promise any details yet, but we have been cooking up some ideas for things that we can all do together, gaming wise. And I don't just mean us four. I mean you, the person I'm staring at.
You should point at the camera when you say that.
Malta, what games are you playing?
Just like you, actually. I play Borderlands 3 at the moment. I just discovered this beautiful game that is still in early access, which is called 1010.
He's addicted.
I'm not addicted. I don't play too much, so I try to keep it healthy, you know, quarantine and all. Don't forget to stretch. But yeah, maybe I'm not playing CS anymore so much, but we could have met there maybe at some point in my lifetime.
Akimi?
I'm more of an indie game player. So I've been playing Pyre from Supergiant Games. I've been playing a lot of Hollow Knight lately, which is an awesome game. Like really, even if you're not a fan of indie games in general, like it's a great game. And some Binding of Isaac. Like I can't get my hands of it, you know, like.
Right.
And I might get back to Teamfight Tactics, which is not an indie game, but with the new set that's out now, it might be interesting.
I like it. I like it.
No one likes Metroidvanians, though. I'm sorry.
All right, let's take 2 or 3 last questions.
You can also just ask personal questions. Like Luke will be happy to take all of them.
Any personal questions?
Yeah. Well, I see a non-personal one. Crafty 599 with the Dallas one where, like I said, we slowed down delays activation significantly. So I can't give you what happened to Akimi? Did you just leave us?
I think he got bored.
I'm keeping I'm keeping that on your face, Luke. It's not going away. Oh, he's back. There we go.
Oh my god.
Yay. All is well.
Oh, sorry.
He stole it back.
But to speak to the specific activation times, I like in general, we projected that the date is a rolling one when we look at it in some of our internal tools, so it can be tough to promise an exact specific date. I would like to say end of week, but I wouldn't consider that a promise because we've only just slowed things down. So it'd be hard to look at and find the exact spot where you're at in the queue. However, if it goes past, I would say a week for anyone that's not in the Chicago specific data center. At this point, it might be worth checking. Just contact us via Discord. You can access me via DMs, and I can try to provide you a more specific update to you.
I have one quick thing. I have two quick things. So one question I cannot find anymore. So let me go to the second thing, right? Which is basically if you watch the stream and there was an answer you liked or disliked, or you just found a funny scene, or Akimi was joking or something, which might happen. Be sure just to snap the whole thing. Like you can just cut it. You can make a little how's it called here? Like
flip,
a snip, flip, schnick.
Flip, slip,
snippet.
A snippet. There you go. It's like the rap. It's like the rap people, right?
But it's so great, like saying that at the very end of the stream.
Don't forget to make snippets.
But you know what? You can go and watch the replay in the video tab of the Twitch channel. So please go in there and send us those snippets.
Or just share them because it's too sad. You put so much hard effort in it, to make those streams. At this point, it's been Ryan, right? Look at this guy, still phased out from all the work. So just make snippets of it and yeah, make use of those beautiful voices and faces you see here.
Okay, last question. I've seen Righty
So serious all the time.
Righty 321 has asked that he or she has been waiting for 5 months now for a shadow boost activation. Why is that? When it was told February, that doesn't sound normal? Sounds abnormal. Did that person contact support?
Yeah, and I would say I don't know if they maybe missed their the February 19th email, because I'm suspecting it's a what is it, an EU user.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you should have received that February 19th email, but yeah.
So definitely contact support ASAP, and they will give you better information on your current situation. All right. Wow, that was fun. We got it. We did it.
Woo!
And it actually doesn't look too bad, you know?
Well,
You know,
for 15 minutes of fast, hard work.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have a pro streamer here.
But yeah, I was gonna say we can set up the scenes to be just as pretty as Malta wanted them to be for the next time we do one of these things for the foreseeable future. It was beautiful. All right, I remember.
Yeah, I still cry inside because it was very beautiful.
Yeah. But Luke, do you want to sign us off, or do we say goodbyes? How do we do this thing?
I was just gonna say to all the viewers, first of all, thank you for waiting 30 minutes for us to figure out these technical issues. Second, I'm sure everyone else has told you this, but stay safe, be smart, and help flatten the curve, as they say on social media. That's all I have to say. You guys, anything else?
Thanks to our beautiful moderators and server teams who are helping us through those hard times. Just again, much love for you. And without you, we probably would be having such a hard time. I cannot even say. So thank you so much for your patience and your help.
I'll be in a
Yep.
ball.
And don't forget to wash your hands.
Yes.
And your keyboard and your phone. Wash those too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't
Especially the
forget
phone if you go outside.
that. And your mouse.
Just generally
And-
wash yourself, man.
Just
Just do it.
just aerosol spray the entire
Twice a week,
room.
You know, it helps.
And yeah, wash your
Okay, we're gonna go now.
All right.
It was a
Ryan, you're
pleasure.
the host.
Yeah.
Ryan, you're the host.
Thank
Take care.
you everyone.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye.